it's Ricky. This is Ricky Reveals Live. Oh gosh! Wow. I was not expecting it to go that far down, but it's so comfortable. And that's just the spirit's way of saying I need to get grounded. So we'll just do it this way. Okay, so the reason for the title is there is a Leo, a Pisces, and I don't know if it's a Taurus or if it's a Virgo that are all working together. Or no, I'm sorry. Well, it could be Virgo since I said it, but Libra is what I meant. Definitely Leo, definitely Pisces. And then the audacity of this bitch is the third person in the group, that the little power of three that's working against you. But one of them, all right, this is the way I heard it, like from spirit. Use your discernment because Peter had a bad day, Judas had a bad heart. You want to restore Peter, but you don't want to restore Judas. So you got to make sure that you know which is which. Someone has a Peter and a Judas in their life, and God is asking you to reconcile with the Peter, but not with the Judas. And He's testing you to see if you know if you've learned how to use your discernment, and if you can do this and choose the right person. So if that resonates, be ready, because there's two people you really care about, and you might possibly be thinking the one is Judas when they're actually really Peter. So really, this is a time to really pray and meditate. Get some names out here. Matt. Derek. We got Carter, George, Haley, Mo, Jarvis, Mariah, Jessica, Kim, Billy, Adam, and Michelle. So your name could be one of those names, or you could be dealing your little trio of three could be, if those names resonate with you, this could be your reading. I also am getting that you have either recently just moved or someone that is obsessed with you doesn't live in the same town as you, and they come back for a visit, or they moved home because something in their life didn't work out, and they went back to where you used to live, and you're not there. So instead of like, I don't know, maybe contacting you in a normal way, they're using like a dating app to try and triangulate your location. So if you use any dating apps and you've got people like hitting you up and asking you like for personal information, like for me, I'm sorry, if I didn't get you a person, almost anything's too personal for you to be fucking asking me. If you want to go out for coffee, do you want to see a face picture? Okay, cool. But if you like have a blank profile and you're asking me for fucking nude pictures and where do I live and blah blah blah, it's none of your fucking business. And so if you're experiencing that, like profiles and people hit you up and asking you like, where do you live, what's your address, especially when the app fucking has a location like to give you direction how to get there, and the person still wants your address, yeah, be really careful. But yeah, so this person's weird. Like, instead of like just contacting you like a normal person, they're trying to triangulate you with the dating app. Knight of Wands. They do want to send you a message. They have a lot of desire for you. They have a lot of passion for you, but they have a lot of pride, and they know they fucked up with you, and they just cannot bring themselves to tell you. They want to, but every time they start to, it's like they damn near throw up because it makes them that sick. Wow. Okay, so I'm like shuffling the cards, whatever. The one card that's faced the other way is the pride, ego, and greed card. Can't make sure, guys. This person let his pride, his ego, or it could be her, take it how it resonates, and their greed, kind of in between love that you shared, and they chose power and money over the bond they had. And they know it's true. They know you know it's true, but they can't bring themselves to look you in the eye and say it. But they also know that their time to even have, if they have any chance at all, because they kind of think they might, but they know that if they don't do something soon, there's somebody, and it could be somebody that they're related to or somebody that they know. They know somebody else is coming in to make you an offer, and they don't want to lose you. But at the same time, it's like their pride is that strong that they're like, I know they're going to lose them, but I just don't. I can't bring myself to tell them what I did. Like this person, I mean, my heart actually goes out to him. Like, and I actually thank God that He gave me. I didn't get stuck with like the temptation. Like, pride never bothered me like that. Now lust did, so I can totally relate when how temptation can get you. Or how being triggered by one sin can like be a lot to overcome. Somebody's definitely using that black magic or trying to. The audacity of this bitch. I really kind of feel like it was a Queen of Wands. I know I haven't pulled out the Queen of Wands yet. A Pisces was the mastermind. Wow. All this time, like this whole time, I've been getting these energies and like telling this kind of storyline. I've always thought the Pisces was a female. The Pisces very well, but it may be a male. You may have thought it was a female this whole time. It might have been a fucking man. Either way, there's a Pisces involved in witchcraft that spearheaded this fucking character assassination, this fucking like hate parade on you. Male or female, it was a Pisces that started it, and they've got definitely got a Leo, but it could be a Leo and a Taurus, a Leo and a Libra, a Leo and a Virgo. So take it how it resonates for your story. Somebody's walking away from it though, and I think it's the person that truly, genuinely, really loves you, and let their pride and their ego get away with themselves. But now they're walking away from all the fuckery. It doesn't mean they're going to message you. It just means they're going to stop fucking working against you and stop hurting you in secret. They might have already done this. Oh. All right, cool, awesome. To be continued. Are you watching, Rachel, or are you just messaging me on Facebook? Sorry, I guess when you were reading last night, she was just letting me know how it went. So, and some of the predictions I made yesterday, I got 3 different confirmations yesterday. At the reading I did yesterday morning, that shit came true. And something I predicted a long time ago, someone gave me confirmation last night that I was right about that too. But what was funny is they gave me the confirmation that I was right about something, but they tried to act like I wasn't right about all of it. I was like, bro, why would you even like tell me I was right about any of it if you're going to say that? Because clearly I already know. Like, you telling me that half of it was right lets me know that all of it was right. You're just trying to hide your like what you're into. am live, Rachel. So somebody's angry, Rachel. Like, if that resonates. And oh, awesome! Hi. But yeah, I was just telling whoever's watching, like, how you confirmed one of my predictions yesterday morning happened in your town, and then somebody like from here confirmed something as well. But well, I told you last night, but their confirmation was from something like a while ago. Oh, some bitch with a ponytail is riding around at night with a gun, and she's debating on whether or not to show up at your house and use it. 10 of Pentacles, because the bitch stole from you and she doesn't want to have to give it back. And she knows she's going to have to if she doesn't do something else. Bitch just, oh, never mind. I'm not even that kind of person. Never mind. Just give the money back, whore. It wasn't yours to begin with. And a lot of your problems would go away if you would just do the right thing. Please get those likes up, guys. There's 4 people watching, only 1 like. Yeah. Someone is definitely trying to keep their fucking secrets. Somebody has a secret fetish, a secret obsession, and it possibly could be you. But there's something that they really indulge in that they don't want you to know about. And they've done everything they can do, casting illusions, even trying to like turn the blame around on you, like trying to get people to hate you so that they can keep whatever this is secret. So whatever it is, it's deep and it's real, because this person has gone to a great length and spent a lot of money to keep people from fucking knowing about it. Or maybe you are like I've already said it, and they're trying to discredit your credibility and like make you out to be a liar. And it possibly could be that you rejected them. Well, that could be one of the secrets, but this whole smear campaign, I think it started because you rejected them. And they're trying to tell people they rejected you. And then, just run your name through the mud because the audacity of you to reject me. Because I think they already thought they were better than you when they fucking met you. Love the title. I wish. You've been following me since my other channel, so you probably did watch that reading. Like that's been playing out in my life, like current time. I wish the bitch would, and you did. But that's when I was speaking about Judas earlier. Jesus sat there and told them at the Last Supper, one of y'all's going to do A, B, and C. They all knew one of them was going to do it. And Judas still fucking did it. So that could actually be a way for you to know who the Judas is. If you had a funny feeling about something, or maybe you have abilities as well, and you spoke to someone about something that you felt like they were doing, and they kept denying it, and then they did. You get confirmation months later, maybe a couple of years later, that they did do it. That's your confirmation that is your Judas. But still, pray, meditate, and definitely use your discernment to the best of your ability, because the Peter and the Judas, they're so alike that if you don't make this decision slow and careful, you're going to pick the Judas and you're going to cast the Peter to the swine, and you're really going to fuck up, because Judas is going to stab you, and this time he's probably going to do it personally with a physical knife. And plus, Peter has, after, denying you and acting like he didn't know you, or, didn't care about you, whatever, after his guilt and his remorse set in, he's been protecting you behind the scenes. So he's actually really on your side. And if you cut him out and pick the Judas, you cut out the only protection, well, besides God, but the only physical protection that you had. So you really got to be careful on who. Do not trust people's words, trust their actions, and trust their energy. Because everybody can lie. King of Swords. So that could be, you could be dealing with an Aquarius or Capricorn. You could be dealing with a cop, a judge, a lawyer. Someone who works at, it could be a private investigator too, but someone who has been investigating. I think they were hired to investigate you because of all the bullshit that was being said and people were believing about you because of these people. But as they were investigating you and realized this person's none of the things that I was told when I got hired to do this, so their instincts told them, hey, how about I go investigate the fucking people who pay me to investigate this person, because clearly this person's not doing what they're saying. So if they're saying all this shit, it could be they're doing it. And now there's evidence to prove that they were actually the ones doing what they were saying this person was doing. Death. This situation is definitely coming to a very dramatic, very painful ending. And someone actually might physically pass away. Like I said, we got that bitch with the ponytail running around with a gun. We've got someone who, their pride and their ego and their obsession with doing black magic and like witchcraft over you might be the end of them. They might actually die, but they might live the rest of their life in a fucking mental institution because they're going. Someone is hallucinating, and they don't know which way is up and which way is down, and they're really losing their mind. Because I think the moment that they actually, at least to themselves, they might not have admitted it to anyone else, but the moment they, in their heart, took accountability for the pain that they caused you and the hurt that they did to you for no fucking reason, that in that moment, they really started going, like, they may have had addictions before, but now they don't know who they are because they could not bear the guilt of what they did to you because they knew you didn't fucking deserve not a bit of it. Like, you really was good to this person, and they literally fucking did the most to fucking hurt you and to take you out, and now they can't live themselves. So they're drinking and they're smoking everything under the sun in order to try and just fucking cope being in their own skin. Somebody definitely, they're getting the courage up. They might have actually, maybe they actually already asked for help. And maybe they did go into a facility or something and got themselves like detoxed. And they might be wanting to message you or travel and see you to tell you about it. Hopefully, I hope, if that resonates for anyone that I know, please, I don't care if you really did pay a hitman to kill me. Like, I don't want you to die. So, please, if you are having that kind of an issue, if you don't know how to talk to anyone, go check yourself into a rehab facility. I really don't want you to die. I may not want you in my everyday life anymore, depending on what you actually did. But I will never stop loving you, and I don't want you dead. Someone is about to come out with it, like how much they really do love you and how brokenhearted they've been this entire time. I think the people around them have already put it together, and they're like, bro, why are you doing this to yourself? Sis, why are you doing this to yourself? You fucking love that person. Like, if you have that much desire and that much love for them, they have to feel something in return. There's no way that it's one-sided. And not only that, some of these people might have actually seen you guys interacting when you were together. So they're probably like, you guys had a chemistry that was real. Like, you guys had something genuine. So this person does not hate you. Like, they may not be happy with you, or they may be like, just at the end of the rope because they're tired of the situation. But if you would just be a man, grab yourself by the cojones, grow a pair, and go speak to this person, you might find out it would turn out better than you ever could possibly imagine. Instead of feeding yourself with negative thoughts and self-fulfilling prophecies. Taurus and Aries. Somebody, I think, has been hiding their money from you because they got it like in a very unconventional way, and they don't want to have to tell you what they do in the dark or what they do at night. Somebody's a night worker, and it's not really that they're ashamed of it, I don't think, but they're afraid if they tell you that you will judge them, like, or that you won't want to be with them. So it's like it's really weighing heavily on them, because I think they do want to actually do something nice for you, and yeah, but if they show you, if they do what they want to do for you, you're gonna be like, how the fuck did you get this money? Because like, we've only been separated X amount of time, and I mean, you work a minimum wage job, or you get a check from the state, or there's no fucking way you could have gotten all this in the amount of time since we were together. How did you get this money? And they know that you're smart and you're going to put it together, and they don't want to have to tell you the truth. And that's really this whole fucking bit. For a couple people, none of this at all, it's very possible that none of this had anything to do with you to begin with. It literally might have been that this person was broke, or they were going broke, and they needed to build up their funds again, but they couldn't do it with you because they didn't want you to know what they were doing. So instead of telling you the truth, they created a fucking shitstorm that they could justify leaving and not have to explain why they left, so that when they came back, they could still hide their little secret of the fact that they're an escort, or they're a stripper, or there's something, they're a night worker of some sort. And now they're juggling. Do I tell the truth and get a job that I don't have to hide, or do I say fuck love and get money? And you could be a Capricorn, or this person's a Capricorn, or this person could be juggling between a Capricorn and a Taurus. Or a Capricorn and a Pisces. Whoever started the smear campaign against you, whoever started it, they knew, either they've got abilities, or somehow they knew who your divine counterpart is, and behind the scenes, unbeknownst to you, they started a secret competition, and that's why all this shit's been happening to you, because that person was trying to get with your real counterpart behind your back, and then make that person think that you were an evil motherfucker and you were a piece of shit, and you were this, that, and the other. When in reality, everything they were saying was the person that was saying it. So they went and got with your real true counterpart, and was wearing a mask, and they played the part well, and made your counterpart basically disown you or cut you out altogether. And the minute they cut you out altogether, and your energy was pulled away, the mask fucking fell from the other person, because they no longer could tap into your energy. And once that happened, their true colors showed. and your person was like, fuck, what did I do? Yeah, your person, you may have been through the ringers, but so have they. Now, granted, yes, it's their fault for not using their discernment and believing a shitload of lies when they really should have known better, but have compassion because God has shown them in a very, very stern way. Did you see how not trusting me and not trusting your intuition, not trusting common sense, like, see what it gets you? Like, God made sure through this series of chain of events that this person would never, ever, ever make this kind of a mistake again. And plus, I think this person was a bit childish, and they needed to grow up, and they were so stubborn and hell bent on being the way they like to be. God had to, knock their head in the wall a couple times, metaphorically. Whoa! Can't make this shit up, guys. Tower. For one person, this tower is they're finding out the person they're with was born a man, and when they met them, they were a woman. And that person negated to tell your person that they used to have a penis. That's for one person. Scorpio. Somebody died and left you in their will and no one told you, and they spent your money. Your family did it, and they involved could be your current lover and an ex, or maybe both of them were your ex at the time it happened. But there's at least two of your lovers and three or four of your family members involved in making sure you didn't know this person died, or you didn't know this person had left you this X amount of money, and they fucking all split it and fucking spent it together. Don't worry, God got you. They're all gonna pay for doing that. It could have been a Scorpio that died. It could have been Aries that died. Or it could have been a Sagittarius. But the angels are working in the background, and they are moving things around, just like playing chess. The chess pieces are being moved. The players are being moved to the spots that they are supposed to be in, and then the tower's really going to shake and fall. Because the ones that are meant to get hit on the top of their head with a brick are staying in the right place in order to get hit on top of their head with a brick. And the ones that are not meant to be affected by the tower, they're only meant to witness it so that they can, bear witness to it. Now they're standing in the right spots to where they don't get hit with a brick. Or they will be when it actually shakes, tumbles and falls. And it could be, I believe this is Gemini. Either way, it could be an air sign child that comes out with the truth. That fucking just, it fucking takes down this entire group, this entire community. Because it's one truth. Or I did a reading a couple weeks ago, about a month ago, about a minor getting an STD, and that's what takes this group down. It might be that. It might be an air sign minor that either goes to the doctor, gets diagnosed with an STD, and that's what causes the tower to fucking finally just absolutely come crashing down like the Twin Towers. And every single person that had anything to do with that minor being sexually abused is going to go down. Queen of Swords, Libra, Virgo. There's someone who is speaking the truth and they're predicting things, and as these things are coming to pass, there's someone that's realizing this motherfucker is the truth. Like, fuck what they said, fuck what you heard, this motherfucker's the truth. They're standing in their own power, they're single, they're independent, and they really do just care about the truth. I mean, this person really is doing what they're doing because they do love themselves and they do love other people. And they really believe what they're doing is helping, even though certain people are getting triggered and, finally have to face the fucking demons and they don't like it so much. But at the end of the day, when they do face it and they do get on the other side of it, they're going to be glad that it happened instead of always crying about the past. Well, I didn't get that fire truck when I was 5 years old for Christmas. I had to suck my uncle's dick when I was 8 years old. I had to bull. I know that was really like a very graphic expression. That was one of my own personal stories. So fuck off. But instead of holding on to that childhood trauma as if that's the only thing that identifies you as a human being, like, it's time to face that demon that was put on you at that time, because that's really what was going on in the spiritual. When that adult touched you, when, whatever the trauma was for you, when that moment happened, there was a spiritual entity that transferred from that adult to you, and it's been on you your entire life. And it's I think the entity that's trying to make sure you don't heal the trauma, because they don't want to have to be rebuked, or what's the word I'm looking for? They don't want to lose their energy source, which is you. So if you rebuke them or cast them out, or heal your trauma, and then they have nothing to attach to you with, then that entity loses all its power, and it's trying with every bit of power it has not to lose its source. And that's why it's keeping you scared, afraid, alone, depressed, sad in your addictions, because it's trying to keep you in a negative lack mentality so that you never see yourself as God sees you and you never reach your full potential. And this entity is trying to keep you from ever getting married. You have a lot of people that are really interested in you, but you can't see it because of this entity and the people that are around you that have entities on them too. Your demons know each other and they enjoy playing with each other. So have you ever wondered why there's certain people that you just can't stand, but you really have this I bet they're good in bed, or I fucking hate you but I love you type. I don't know why I fucking love you. I wish I didn't. It might actually be your demons. That magnetism could be your demons wanting you two to play together so they can play together. Because they can't make a connection unless you guys make a connection. You see what I'm saying? So that desire might not actually be yours. It might actually be the entity that's attached to you because you refuse to heal your trauma. Or you refuse to overcome your addictions. And each time you do it, you're adding one more entity to your energy. Sex addiction that's why it's so bad. I mean, fucking STD. Fucking sexually transmitted disease. Sexually transmitted demons, bitch. Okay? And somebody's got 10 of them. That's probably why they don't recognize themselves, or every time they look in the mirror, they're like, who the fuck is looking at me? Or the TLC song back in the 90s, Waterfall. Don't go chasing waterfalls. A lonely man, or no, that's a lonely man. Man goes takes a glimpse in the mirror and doesn't even recognize his own face. Wonders why 3 letters took him to a final resting place. Which thankfully now the meds are so good with HIV that it's not killing people. At least not like it was. And the only way it's really killing people now is that people refuse to go get tested, and because they don't want to know whether or not they have it, and they never get on the meds. The only way HIV will kill you now, or even turn into AIDS, is if you don't get on the meds. If you get on the meds and you take 1 pill a day, you will never form AIDS and you will never die from HIV. So I'm not saying it's okay to go out and fuck whoever you want to fuck, because if I get HIV, it's okay. No, but it's not killing people the way that it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago. So it's not something to really be afraid of. And people are really starting to get back to the way they were in the 70s, where free love and let's have orgies and let's just fuck whoever. And, you know what I mean? Like, because a lot of people are not as afraid of certain things. But even though HIV is not killing people anymore, there's certain things that, okay, does anyone know that gonorrhea can kill you? And there's like super gonorrhea now. So it's mutating, and like there's different strands of gonorrhea. And if there's a strand that mutates and the shot in the ass does not it doesn't attack that strand, guess what? That gonorrhea can kill your ass. Syphilis can kill you. Like, HIV got a bad rap. I mean, that really sounds ridiculous how I just said that, but everyone wanted to, HIV. Like, you know, you got to tell people that you have it or you'll go to prison because you're spreading shit. Bitch, you're spreading gonorrhea and chlamydia like the fucking plague, but you're okay. Hep C, you're spreading that shit around, but it's okay because you're not a faggot and you don't have HIV. Like, people's double standards and their justification of doing the shit that they do, it's ridiculous. But anyways, so with people realizing and getting more educated on things like that, they're willingly going back into this free love and let me just have sex with anyone and everyone that wants to have sex with me. Well, you may not get an STD, sexually transmitted disease, but you're getting fucking entities just like boom, boom, lust, greed, pride, like just thrown at you. And from the time you sleep with this person until you recognize that you acquired a demon, that demon's with you 24/7. Like, if you don't recognize yourself, or you're doing shit that you're being attracted to shit that you were never attracted to before, or like, say you had a porn addiction, say, used to one man, one woman, you know what I mean? Like, that would turn you on enough to like really keep you into the porn. But then you like got into two men, one woman. Well, then one day you saw something and then the next thing you know, you're looking at shit you fucking know you shouldn't be looking at, and you're disgusted with yourself, but because that demon is on you, you still keep doing it. And y'all fucking know what I'm talking about. Ace of Pentacles. And the Eight of Swords. Somebody is finally getting their justice, and it's either driving somebody else so fucking crazy that they can't get out of their mind, or it's actually someone going to jail is how this person's going to get their money back. Because that person, their pride absolutely refuses to, they won't surrender. Like, they're not going to go and hand this person the money that they owe them, even though they've been told to do it. They've been court ordered spiritually and physically to give this person their money back. So the only way this person's going to get their money back is by this person going to jail, and it is going to happen. So if that resonates with you, you're listening to me, and you know that's your story, if you don't want to go to jail, you might want to go and see this person and give them the fucking money you owe them. Because it is going to turn into you going to jail. And you fucking know it. Like, whoever that's for, I just got told you know. And it could be that bitch who's riding around with a fucking gun, like, do I hand her the money? Do I hand him the money? Or do I just fucking kill him and then... But I'm telling you right now, if her demons talk her into doing that, it's going to be a murder-suicide. After the bitch kills whoever, they're going to kill themselves. And it will be an empty win because two very special and unique, beautiful people will be taken on this fucking earth because someone's pride would not let them go broke, or would not let them face somebody and admit what they've done behind their back. Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn, Sagittarius. Someone is sitting on their pinnacles. Someone is refusing to give this fucking money back. And it could be a Sagittarius or Capricorn. Or a Virgo. Or a Pisces. Or you could have a group of three, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius. that are carrying, they'd rather carry these fucking burdens than fucking tell you that they were the ones that did all this shit to you. Even though they know you know. Or maybe it's just they don't want to give you the fucking money. But it's their pride and their greed working together hand in hand. And the fact that they just don't want to be outed for being the fucking witch bitch that they are. But guess what? You got so many fucking people dragged into this fucking stupidity, this fuckery. They already fucking know, bitch. Like, why does it matter? The only person you're really hiding anything from at this point is the person that you did it to. And even this person fucking knows basically everything you did. So you're not hiding shit from anybody. Except yourself. You're in self-denial. Or you're deceiving yourself. The world. Yeah. Somebody definitely could be a Capricorn. That's like 3 Capricorn cards now. 4 Capricorn cards. Hey, May. Did I miss a comment earlier? Oh, no. I didn't. But, how's it going, man? You're a little late on this one. Just like a Taurus. I'm just kidding. Oh, no, really not. Like a Taurus take forever to do anything. So do Leos. But boy, when they fucking do it, they fucking go balls to the wall, that's for sure. I hope you had a good day. Did you enjoy your 4th? You know, last night was the first time, and I love fireworks, but there were so many, like, being, like, set off, like, by my neighbors and stuff, like, I was almost getting anxiety. Like that. I was getting anxiety over, like, how many, like, boom, boom, boom. I love the title. I hope you're doing great. I am doing good. I actually really am. I can, like, even though I have, like, things have not all played out, like, physically, like, manifested in my physical reality, but I can feel it in my spirit that not much longer now. I'll have the clarity I need. I'll have money's going to start really picking up. My clientele's going to really start picking up. My day went great. I said, oh yeah, I guess I forgot. Yeah, duh. It was the best dating experience of my life with the Virgo. He gave me a real diamond necklace. All right. Was this my first date? Like, first time ever? Or is this somebody from your past that you haven't, like, dated in, like, a while? Because I can't remember. I'm sorry. Like, I do so many readings. So, first date ever, that's a little scary. I mean, it's really nice. And, I mean, but you said he's tried for 2 years, though. So, he does, yeah. Okay, maybe I'm, don't mind Ricky. He gets a little ahead of himself sometimes. I just woke up with a Virgo. So, yeah, he's definitely had plenty of time to, like, he knows what he's doing. So, never mind. Don't worry about it. Just keep going with it. Because I'm going to stick to what I told you in the last reading. Yes, first time we ever met. That's a little scary. But like I told you, when you've been traumatized, and you've been through all these trauma bonds, and had your heart broken so many times, even something good seems like a setup. So... my bad, guys. Like, I got to read the comments so fast. I thought I was only talking to May. My apologies, Alicia. I really did not notice that there's like 2 comments that you were saying. So I was getting definitely was crossing the situations because I didn't realize it was 2 people talking. My bad. Let me get back to my cards. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. Because I'm fucking shit up. Alright. A lot of lies and illusions were cast in order to keep your person so confused to where they wouldn't come back to you. They were so hurt and confused they didn't know what to do, and they chose a different path, and that was the fucking plan all along. As long as they didn't choose you, these people that plotted all this together, they considered it a victory. As long as you guys didn't get back together, it didn't matter what happened. Everything else was just a casualty of war, as long as that person didn't choose you. And it definitely could be a Pisces that spearheaded the shit. Because they're jealous and they want to be you. And like, it's not just like jealous. Oh, this girl, the neighbor got a BMW and I want a BMW. Not like that jealous and envious. This bitch fucking knows how many fucking pubic hairs you fucking cut off last Saturday night, okay? This bitch is a cray-cray. And she never wants you to have true love. For whatever reason, she doesn't think that you deserve it. And the fact that she knows you're going to get it, it's driving. This bitch might spend the rest of her life in the loony bin, the nut hut, or prison. But the fact that you actually can't make it up, you and your twin, or you and your soulmate went through all this, and you're still choosing each other. It's enough to kill that. It's enough to fucking give that bitch a fucking aneurysm. Someone there's 5 people that your person feels like they have to fight or fend off, or this is happening in secret and you don't know about it. There's 5 people that your person is defending you against, or he's protecting you from, and you might know a little, but you have no idea to the extreme amounts that the lengths that these people went to, and what your person had to go through to keep you safe. And all the while, you thinking that they were a piece of shit motherfucker who like came in and used you just like all the rest of them, and they really were like they were in your corner. You just, for whatever reason, they couldn't let you know, and they hate it too because they know how bad it hurt you, but it hurt them just as bad. And trust me, they had to. The war was not fought alone. You guys fought it together, and you just didn't do it together physically. It's going to be amazing, like, how God suddenly changes all this around and reveals to you exactly what all was done, who all was involved, who was for you, who was against you, and what all you get as a reward for what you had to go through. It's coming. Trust and believe it's coming. Sooner than you think it is. Fuck, man. Maybe it's coming sooner than you think it is. The Knight of Pentacles is already the slowest moving knight in the deck. And now it's in reverse. But this could be the fact that this person rejected you and took their pentacle to someone else, and now they have paid the price. And now, if you both treat the energies and turn it into something positive, he'll be right back on his way to you. And I think he's already in the middle of that. It's all good. It was for the best. I'd rather be alone and heal myself than to be treated less than a secret. So God bless her. I hope she's happy with whoever they were. Yeah, I definitely completely agree with that. I'm the same way. But that there's a little bit of ego there though, and I've had to deal with this myself because I'm like, there's no fucking way I would ever take him back. He doesn't deserve me. You know what I mean? I'll never trust him again. Like, there's no way. But even though, like, boundaries are good, like, you need to love yourself and respect yourself and not let somebody just walk over you. There's a thin line between healthy boundaries and fucking pride and ego. even though you telling yourself that you're doing this to protect yourself, or like you deserve respect, you demand respect, you deserve, you know what I mean? It's still coming from pride. So you got to be careful because, like I was just saying a minute ago, this person, yeah, they're a dumbass. They shouldn't have believed it. Like, or the choice they made in the beginning was completely them, and they were fucking retard for fucking allowing it to happen. But throughout all of this process, they've been hurt just as much, if not more, than you have. Like, and you gotta like let that pride go just a little bit because this person does deserve compassion. And even if you don't get back together, there by you guys having a heart to heart conversation, there really can be a beautiful love that comes out of it, forgiveness and healing. Even if you guys never see each other again after you walk away from this conversation, there's going to be a healing and a closure that you both need if you guys will just step out of your pride, stop being stubborn, and allow yourself to love each other the way you used to before all this shit happened. The compassion, the understanding, the healing will be absolutely amazing. It'll be as if God was, well, which he is, but it'll be like God was physically sitting there with you guys. That's the way you're going to feel after this conversation if your pride doesn't get in the way. I've tried so many times, but I'm just a hookup. She's going through a lot. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I completely understand, like, how, like, thinking you're the main piece, but then realizing you're the side piece, but then realizing that nobody's the main piece. It's because everybody fell for a piece. Like, and when I say that, I mean piece of shit. But nobody's a piece of shit. But at the same time, our intuition told us this person was like this. That because they were pretty, or because they had swag, or because they drove a nice vehicle, or because they had money, or because there was something that you chose to overlook the red flags. I thought we was something more, but I'm broken and I just hope she's grieving her aunt and her grandmother in healthy ways. Oh wow. I really am sorry. Like, I can definitely relate. Like, I mean, if you ever want to talk like in private, like definitely, I know I can relate to your story because like with what you just said. Yeah, not quite grandmother and what was it? Oh wow, it actually kind of is like the opposite for me because my uncle like just died and my person, they haven't said anything to me, but I think their dad's died and he just hasn't told me because he hasn't spoken to me at all. But I think somebody's has died on his end. I know that, and that's one of the reasons why he's getting scared because now he knows that. Well, in my case, that I'm legit. I'm real, and that the shit I'm saying is I'm on top of my shit. But if it's not his dad, it's someone who he really genuinely cared about. But someone passed on his side, and I predicted that like about a month ago, a little over a month ago, that because of all the fuckery that was done. And because it was your family members that did this, so your bloodline that did this, the witchcraft and the hex and the cursing and all that, each family was going to lose one person, and one person was actually going to, one of you guys would lose two, because 3 people were going to wind up passing because of all the fuckery. I am available most of the time, like, I don't charge to like just talk to you, like, but my private readings do come in. I have to eat too, bro. But I definitely want to help you heal. We just lost her cousin in the same. That's not, like a friend of mine. Was it last year? Yeah, her mom and brother both. I think within like 3 days of each other. I can imagine that would just be unbearable. I mean, my friend is doing really well mentally, or at least she's putting on a good show, but I think she's really handling it way better than I think I ever would have. She's going through a lot, but I'll take whatever attention she wants to give me. See, that's where you're selling yourself short. Yeah, she's going through a lot, but don't show her that you're a doormat that she can run to and, get all that, the loving and nurturing, and all the good stuff. But the minute you need something, she'll run right out the door. Like if you show her she can do it, she will continue to do it. Just like I've been guilty of it in my own life. I've allowed guys to come in, use me up for whatever, sex, money, like place to stay, and then the minute either I needed something, even if it was just emotional, like attention or whatever, they'd run out the door. Hey, I definitely relate to this, and I could really use someone to talk to. I'm depressed lately. I told you not to leave me alone. Fucking Virgos. I'm just kidding. I'm so depressed lately. I'm missing him, but trying to push through. God does have your back, and the more time you trust me, I've been praying for this too. I'm like, God, I know you're my best friend. I know you're all I need. Like, can you please bring me someone just to hold me? Like, I really, really want to just hold somebody, even if it's fully clothed and we're not like, it's not romantic. Can I just fucking cuddle and watch? Can I Netflix and cuddle, please? Like, I just want to know that someone else. I miss being held. Really, really bad. He definitely is. But I guess what God's trying to teach me, and maybe all of us, is it's better to let Him hold you spiritually than let somebody who has a knife in this hand spoon you with this hand. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it sucks to like sleep alone. It sucks to like not have someone to confide in or talk to and laugh with, and go on little weekend trips to Holiday World or Cedar Point or whatever. But if that person is literally holding a knife, waiting for an opportunity to betray you, is it worth like them being there to like smile in your face, but be watching the clock of waiting for 10 o'clock to stab you? You know what I mean? Like, so God's trying to like it's worth the wait. But just keep loving yourself, keep loving God, and when the moment and the divine timing is like at its peak or when it's supposed to happen, it's gonna happen, and that person is going to be everything you've ever prayed to God to give you. I mean, the height, the race, the personality, the money, everything you ever wanted in a partner. This person is going to be that if you will just be patient. And I do not say that lightly because every day I'm like, ugh, I've been waiting, and I've had my heart broken 500 million times, and like, why? God's like, because you're complaining. That's why. Stop complaining, and maybe I'll let him come in. No, there's a spiritual lesson in all this for you and him and everyone involved. So, or you and her. Like, I mean, I'm not talking all women, but however it resonates, everyone here is being taught a very important soul lesson. It's just that not everyone is learning the same lesson, and not everyone. We're all different. I mean, like, we learn things differently. Some people are hands-on. Some people are, like, basically some people can like learn just by textbook reading it, and they go out and do it as if they were an expert. But other people actually have to go out and put their hands to it in order for the brain to get it. What did I say? And it could actually be an ex. It's someone that you've had a storm with. You guys are going to reconcile, and you're going to get a new beginning in love because you're choosing love over fear. And it could just be a family member, but it's someone who you love deeply, who you fell out with hardcore, and now because you guys are both choosing love, you're getting a new beginning. I mean, I think it's romantic, but it could actually just be a family member too. But it's somebody you truly love, and they truly love you. Back to what I said in the beginning. Someone has died. Very strong Aries, Sagittarius. And a lot of people are working behind, like, just because the way it popped up. The way I saw it is this is the person that died, but then also secondary meaning these people are working behind your back while you're mourning over this person to steal all your money that this person wanted you to have. But it's okay because God and the angels are there behind those people's back, making sure there's receipts for everything these people have done. And I think that's why that one person is riding around with a gun. Because that bitch, she was smart and she's been doing this shit for years. But everything we do eventually catches up to us. And she finally either turned in a paper, maybe she'd done it a million times before, where she'd forged somebody's name or whatever, but she didn't dot all the I's and cross all the T's that one time. And then that one time, it's going to get her caught up for everything she's ever done. And, or guy, whatever. But, so now she knows she's going down. And so that's why she's like driving around with that gun. Do I kill them? Do I kill myself? Do I return the money and disappear? Like, this bitch is fucking losing her mind. And it very well could be a guy too. Just take it how it resonates. But something is fated. A fated event, a fated meeting. Something is meant to happen. There's nothing you can do or anyone else can do. This event will happen. And that's all I'm going to say, because I already, I'm getting really bad about like saying things that I wish I hadn't said. And I was really good about, I used to be really bad. Oh my gosh, when I was younger, I had no filter. Like, I would just edit, like, whatever would come out. I was even shocked at some of the shit that I say. But I really have taken a lot of hard work. I put a lot of hard work and time into controlling my mouth. And I really do believe that we have the power of life and death in our tongue, and we can't speak shit into existence. And so, either way, you saw the cards, you know the storyline that's been going on. Put it together. Don't give up hope. There's someone who you thought was using you for money and went behind your back was giving it to someone else. But really, you're the person that they view as a star. You are there's no one else in their eyes. It's you. What they did, there is something they did behind your back, but for someone, it wasn't bad at all. And you're going to be a little bit embarrassed when you actually find out what it really was. This person, yeah, they shouldn't have done this shit behind your back. But in their eyes, they had nothing but good intentions, and it was really sweet what they were doing. But because the way they chose to do it, it really, it got misunderstood, and shit got way out of fucking line, and a lot of things happened that weren't supposed to happen. Shout out from Oklahoma. Hey! Patricia from Oklahoma, that's funny. Girl, if you had any idea. Any idea. And if it's you, fuck you, bitch. Like, just saying. But hi, Patricia, how are you? Oh, it is you. All right. Well, I guess you finally got that home in Oklahoma. Did he buy it for you? Pisces. Someone's feeling stuck, and somebody is really contemplating doing this because they can't even look themselves in the mirror, let alone look at you. They really cannot believe that they were able to justify this shit when they were doing it, because now they can't even believe they did it. There is a Libra here that I think when they told someone to do this, or when they gave somebody advice, they really genuinely gave them this advice thinking it was the best thing for them. And now that everything has come out, this Libra is realizing they had it wrong, but it's because the person they were giving advice to was playing the victim. And they actually were the aggressor. Like, they were the ones that caused the shit. And they were playing boohoo, like, I can't believe they did this shit to me. Like, they blamed the other person. This Libra, their heart went out to this person, and they told them to do things, or told them to stay away from this person, whatever, because they were being sold a lie. Like, they were told, they were viewing this person as an evil bitch, when really the person they were talking to and giving the advice to was the evil bitch. Or maybe not evil, but because their pride, and they wanted that sympathy, you know what I mean? Like, poor me, like, give me cookies and candy and love me, mommy. Like, they were telling this person a fucked up version of what really actually happened, because they wanted to win at all costs. They wanted a victory over you because they thought they were better than you. And this was God's way. All this, the entire situation, everything that's happened was God's way of telling this person, not only are you not better than them, you're not better than any of your brothers or sisters. And you better stop thinking that you are. I don't care how many blessings I give you, how much money you have, you're not better than anyone else I create. Because each and every one of you are a miracle in yourself. And I create each and every one of you for different purposes and different reasons. So not any one person is better than another. Somebody created this illusion, created this deception, this lie, because they were stealing, and they wanted to take the eyes off of them. They wanted to look innocent, so everyone would look at you and hate you, and that evil motherfucker, take him down. So this person could steal from the church the entire time. Maybe not literally a church, but they were stealing money from a group of people. And making that group of people think that they were either like donating to charities, or they were buying stuff in order. This is still sick and twisted, but they might have made these people think, hey, look, I need this much money to do this to this person that we all hate. I need this much money to do this to this person that we all hate. And more often than not, this person was actually going out and getting their fix, whether that be alcohol, whether that be crack, whether that be prostitutes, whatever this person's addiction was, he was using these people to get his fix filled. And like, he woke up one morning and he owed everybody in town, and you were nowhere to be found. And quite honestly, depending on how it resonates to your personal story, they might never be seen again. Somebody's not going to be seen again. Ain't no fun when the rabbit hasn't gone home. Another thing this person had to learn was to stop telling people they loved them when they didn't. Using the I love you just to get what they wanted. This person really needed to learn how shitty that is. And the only way we can learn certain things sometimes is by experiencing them firsthand. So this person had to experience what he did to you, or what she did to you, and a lot of other people God said, you know what? You're obviously not going to get it. So I got to allow it to happen to you. And that's exactly what has been going on behind the scenes since you last saw this person. But that's why the glory of God is so powerful, because it not only strengthened you and made you a stronger person and strengthened your character, it did the same for your person and everyone involved. Like, I guarantee you, anyone that was involved in this situation and the things that happened will never do something like this again. If they ever come to a place of fear or hatred towards someone, I guarantee you all they'll do is stop talking to them. They won't fucking try to do anything to them behind their back, because they now know what happens when you mess with somebody you shouldn't be messing with. And the way somebody looks, God don't care about that. He don't care about the way they look. He don't care about how much money they have. He cares about their heart. And he cares about if you can trust them or not to do the things he's called them to do. And if you have a good heart and you are following, you're being obedient to God and what he's told you to do and what the calling he created you for, if someone goes against you, touch not my anointed. And these people all had to learn that not everybody who is anointed is T.D. Jakes, Joyce Meyer, or Joel Osteen. There's very many anointed prophets and preachers and men of God, women of God who never leave a town of 10,000 people. But yet they're just as anointed as the T.D. Jakes and the Joel Osteens and the Joyce Meyers, like, if not more so, because those bigger TV preachers, they have compromised their integrity to get to where they're at. I don't care what they say. They've done shit that God did not approve of to get to where they're at. And I don't know if I told the story before on my channel, but here we go, story time. Back when I was drinking, I was about 3 o'clock in the morning. I was depressed, I was sad, you know what I mean? Like, drinking my sorrows away. And I decided to call, because I was watching Joyce Meyer on TV. I wanted to get prayer, so I called the prayer line. It was closed. Well, I called the donation line, and it was fucking open. Do you think God really is not going to bring that up on Judgment Day when him and Joyce have their talk? The prayer line was closed, but the donation line wasn't. See, when you get ahead of your angels and you get ahead of God, you're going to be tempted to do things that look like it's God, because it's what God promised you or showed you the vision of your future, but because you got ahead of him, it's not him that's offering you certain things or telling you have to do certain things in order to get the promise he gave you. God doesn't do that. If you just flow with him, I remember there was a period of time when I was having a mountaintop experience, and literally all I had to do was wake up, pray, and say, "Hey God, take my hand and take me through this day." And I didn't have to do it. It really was so effortlessly. Like, work didn't feel like work. I literally just like stride through my days, but when I came back down and went into the valley, and I lost a little bit of my faith, like, for a while. Then I started fighting against the grain, and then things started becoming a struggle again because I got out of alignment with God. God don't like ugly. But careful, because we all got a little bit ugly in us. And pride is a motherfucker, and pride has a way of masking itself. Pride is the one sin can't see, because pride will tell you you're doing it selflessly when you're actually doing it selfishly. Like the people that donate just because they know if they donate, what they do comes back to them. They're not doing it because they actually care about the person that they're donating to or the organization. They're only doing it because they know the law of attraction, the law of the universe. If I give, I'll get. And at some point, even that mentality will come back to bite you in the butt, because you're not giving it from the right place in your heart. You're doing it to get something, and that's pride. The Emperor. Aries and Cancer with the Chariot. So you could have an Aries or a Cancer that could actually be in their car, in their chariot right now, on their way to you, to give you the offer of a lifetime. You may or may not know this person. Ooh. And they had to fight. There's a lot of people fighting over you right now. And it could either be because they all want to be with you, and it could either be because there was a plan to take you out, and then now one person still wants to do it, but the other people don't want to do it, or everybody but one person wants to do it, and so they're all fighting, or because they know this emperor is on his way to meet you in person, and they know that Mission Impossible was actually Mission Impossible, and they fucked up by taking it and going on it. And by giving out fake love. Fish in a cup, motherfucking I love yous. Oh no. So there's marriages here that fell apart because these people were a part of like trying to take you out. These people like they sacrifice their own marriage, their own happiness to be shitty to you. Like there must be something really, 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 really special about you or about the person that wants to be with you, because these people like ruin their own lives trying to ruin yours. Or it's just that was God's way of showing them you don't mess with my anointed. And because certain people's ego and their pride and their stubbornness was so strong that each time God tried to give them a way out and what do you call that? An exit point to where it didn't have to get any worse, they ignored the big sign and said, hey, if you leave now and you turn around now, it won't be that bad. But every time that God gave them that option, they kept going. Be humble, Leo. So there's a Leo that's been humbled, and they finally see the error of their ways, and they might actually even believe in God now, which might also is another purpose that was served here. Someone who didn't believe in God now believes in God. Breathe through the tension, Scorpio. Somebody lives in the desert, or somebody's hiding out in the desert. Take a breather, Cancer. There's a Cancer who acted too hastily and made a decision without all the facts, and now they're taking deep breaths because it's taking everything they have not to like strangle someone who lied to them. Like they would have killed the person that lied to them and got them away from someone they really cared from, or got them to betray someone they really cared about. But they also would have strangled themselves because had they just used their common sense and just known that that person would not have done whatever this other person said they did, and they know they shouldn't have believed it, so they're mad at themselves too. Go deeper, Scorpio. There's a Scorpio here that either A, they saw something, they saw an injustice happen, and they're being guided to expose the injustice, or there's a Scorpio that God is using their intuition, like God's telling, like knocking him, hey, something right here, Scorpio, like use your open your eyes, like I need you to open your spiritual eyes, I need you to use your discernment, because this Scorpio knows something ain't right. There's something has been off for a long time, and they just can't put their finger on it, or they actually did witness something, and they're trying to get the courage to tell the proper authorities what they saw. Keep your heart open, Libra. Like I said a minute ago about that Libra who, when they gave the advice or told someone to cut somebody out of their life or whatever, they thought they were doing the right thing, and they thought they were doing it. But now that everything's played out, this Libra, they're opening their heart and they're letting go of some of their judgmental ways. Or at least they're not going to be so quick to side with somebody again in the future. They're going to make sure that they weigh both sides of the situation before they start saying you should do this or you should do that. Last quarter moon in Leo, lighten up. There is a Leo who needs to lighten up. Let your hair down. Go hug a tree. Get out of the house. But there's a Leo that is really tense right now, and if they would just let go and let God, things would fall into place. Their prayers and their dreams will fall into place a lot more quicker than they thought they think. I think the moment they actually do truly surrender, something in that moment is going to happen that lets them know, okay, like that this is confirmation that this is what I should have done a long time ago. Trust that all will be well, Virgo. All right, so there's someone who knows that they need to take some time to be by themselves, be single, but their codependency issues that they're refusing to work on is keeping them they're going in like rebound situations, that they're hopping from one relationship to another. So this is the type of person that when they feel like the relationship's like not going to make it, or they feel like that the person they're with is going to leave them, they will leave that person first just so that person can't leave them. Or but they start like, I guess, I don't want to be like this rash, but their next victim. Because even though they don't really truly like, I don't think this person really maliciously like targets people to actually really like hurt them, but because they are so protective of themselves and they only look out for number one, they make sure that they don't get hurt. So if their mind like plays tricks on them, or they're a little too drunk one night or a little too high or whatever, and their mind starts telling them something, if they let their imagination run away with them and instead of letting their logic take over, they'll start to believe whatever their imagination told them, and then they'll think that about the person that they're with, and they'll start lining up the next prospect, so that when the bottom falls out of that relationship, they got someone to run to, somewhere to go, somewhere to live, somewhere to, to make sure that all their needs are taken care of. And God is wanting this person to stop doing that. He wants this person to rely on Him and to stop running from one bed to another, because you're never going to heal and you're never going to reach your potential as long as you are continuously running from one bed to another and just using people for what they can do for you instead of loving them for who they are and what you guys can do together spiritually, or the impact you can make on the world together that doesn't involve material gain or material items. Like, I mean, more than spiritual, but not monetary. So fucking stop thinking about money. Abundance doesn't always mean money. There is something between when your relationship is genuine, authentic, and blessed by God. There is a magic between the two people that you guys will bring joy and love to everyone and anyone that's around you. Like, because the vibration is right. The love, the magic, like it's I can't even put it into words. Like, I really, when it's right and you guys are in alignment, the possibilities are endless, and you don't need money to do anything. God will take care of it for you. When you let God take over your life, you will be amazed how many things will just fall into your lap that for many years you could work 100 hours a week and still never could come up with the way to get whatever it was that just fell into your lap, because you finally let God take over and take control of your life. Embrace the flow of life. Gemini. Can't make it up, guys. When you go with the flow, amazing things happen. But when you resist or try to swim upstream or go against the current, you're gonna, I mean, sometimes you might even drown. Like, but you're definitely gonna be choking and like taking nose, getting water up your nose, and like you're gonna be fighting for no reason, and you're never going to get to where you want to go because that current is stronger than you, and it's going to just continuously push you back. You're fighting a losing battle. So why not let go, let God, and go with the flow, and reveal what needs to be seen. Scorpio. Again, the Scorpio has seen something, or their intuition is just nagging at them 24/7. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Investigate this a little bit deeper. Or, you know what you saw. Don't let them fucking sit here and gaslight you, or, con you into believing that you didn't see what you saw. Yes, it was, you did see what you saw. Like, and don't sit here and let them fucking put the blinders on you because either A, you care about them, or B, if you say something, you're going to lose your place to live or whatever. Do the right thing no matter how hard it is, and God will reward you afterwards. It's a test in faith for someone. I mean, and maybe it's not a Scorpio. I mean, all three of those cards were Scorpio cards. But if that resonates with you, and like something is like just in your spirit's like, he's talking to me, Ricky's talking to me, then in this moment you're a Scorpio. Or you have Scorpio highly aspected in your chart, and maybe you never looked up your chart, so you don't know that. But if you saw something with your own eyes, and someone tried to tell you you didn't see what you saw, fuck them. Yes, you did. You saw exactly what you thought you saw. And if it's something bad, then you need to go say something. Because, and I'm kind of sort of getting, somebody walked in on somebody doing something with a child that they shouldn't have been doing, and they tried to tell this person that they didn't see what they think they saw, and yes, the fuck you did. Or, whatever you walked in on, it was what you thought it was, and you need to speak up and say something. Or the other scenario is, if your spirit just ain't sitting right with you, like if there's a certain person that every time you're around them, like you get the heebie-jeebies, like your spirit is warning you, investigate something, like investigate this person, investigate this situation, because something ain't right. It may not be that person, but it may be something in that person. There's something in your environment that needs to be eliminated, like it needs to be brought out of the closet. Like, I mean, somebody's sweeping something under the rug that's in your environment, and they're thinking they're doing it behind your back, and they kind of are at this point, because all you have is that intuitive feeling that you need to investigate, because there's something not right. And as far as that situation goes, that's all I can give you. But I think it's because God's wanting you to see if you will use your discernment, if you will trust Him, and you will follow where He tells you to go, and then do what He tells you to say. But now the one where as you walked in on it, bitch, it was what you thought it was, and you need to say something. Assess the situation. That could be a Virgo situation. Somebody could have walked in on a Virgo doing something. And I did get a message about 6 months ago about somebody walking in on I guess it was a Taurus walking in on a Virgo fucking their dad. Like, some incest going on. So somebody could have walked in on their lover fucking their parent, and their own parent, and they tried to tell them that that's not what was going on. Yes, the fuck it was. Work through your feelings, Aries. Know that you are not your feelings. Like, do not let your emotions control you. So, like what I was just saying, when you walked in on whatever that, if that's resonating, like if you walked in on somebody having sex with a child or having sex with a family member, like, don't make your decision out of anger or out of like being hurt. Breathe, assess the situation, and make the decision from what's right and what's wrong. Not, hey, I got hurt, so I'm gonna hurt you, like type of fucking egotistical, vindictive, negative vibration. I mean, like something that's just more negativity. Like, calm down, sit down, and be like, hey, you know, you saw what you saw. They may be saying that you didn't see, it wasn't what you thought it was, but yes, the fuck it was. You know it is. Don't turn against yourself, because that's the worst. Self betrayal is the worst. And if you, every fiber of your being knows that it was what it was, then you need to take the proper steps to do what needs to be done, but don't do it from a place of passivity and ego and vindictiveness, because then you're just going to make it worse, and then also you're going to get karma for that, because you didn't do it out of love, you did it out of your ego. Leo, it's your time to shine. August 4th, August 5th. There's a Leo that's about to do something that's just, it's going to shine the light on everything. Or it's going to make someone in their life view them as the sun. And I mean, it's Leo energy in the tarot, but they're about to surprise somebody with such an amazing surprise that this person is going to see this person as their sunshine, if they don't already. But I think there's a connection, I think, that one or both people thought was dead and gone, and something, God has been working in the background to give you the most amazing surprise and miracle that you've ever had in your entire life. And he's using this Leo to do it. So you're about to, if you ain't already in love with this Leo is about to make you fall in love. Or, I don't know, but it's going to be amazing, whatever it is. August 6th. Step up and lead, Capricorn. So, if you around a group of people who just do whatever someone else tells them to do, even if it's the most stupid decision ever, like, remove yourself from that group of people, or put yourself in the leadership role. Take over the dumbass that's getting these people to fucking basically destroy their lives, because you're being called to lead those people out of captivity. Or if they won't listen, then you're being called to take yourself out of it, because if you can't lead the people to the water, then they're never going to be able to drink. And if they're refusing, then you need to take yourself to the water, because bitch, you thirsty. Like, you're parched. You need to get yourself a drink. Hey, let your fears dissolve, Cancer. So there's a Cancer that's really afraid to either say something or face someone, and they really need to let that go, because there is a September 7th, July 9th. So July 9th would be really significant. And I'm speaking of Cancer, so yes. Someone who was born on July 9th, or something's going to happen on July 9th that is really going to change someone's life. And it could just be someone returning from the past, releasing control. Could be a Taurus, or it could be a Cancer. But someone from your past who has tried to control you or control the way a certain situation plays out is finally releasing control, and they're going to finally face you and tell you the reality is some bullshit. Like, because someone here, or in someone's situation, a lot of things happen that shouldn't have happened because someone thought that they could control. Someone thought they were God, and they got humbled and found out real quick they ain't God. And now they know they don't even want to be. Find a balance, Libra. Everything is getting balanced out. Everything is going to be more amazing and more beautiful than you could ever have imagined. It's just taking a little longer than you thought. But imagine how Abraham and Sarah felt when the promise of Isaac was delivered. It took, 25 years after God told them they were going to have a son that they actually had it. And then Joseph, like, how many years did he wait? He had to go to prison and he had to go, be betrayed by his family and everything else before he actually finally got to live in the palace. So when God shows you a vision or he gives you a promise over your life, it doesn't mean it's going to happen that day, and it doesn't mean it's going to happen that year. Sometimes it takes a decade or two before you actually see it play out in your physical life. But just because it takes time doesn't mean it's not going to happen, and it's not going to be exactly, if not more than what God told you it's going to be. Reflect on your priorities. So as long as you, and that's Aquarius energy, but as long as you keep your priorities straight, keep your focus on the vision, on the future, things will play out slowly but surely, and one day you will look back and be like, wow, my life is exactly what God told me it was going to be. I just got in a hurry and thought that it was supposed to happen in 5 minutes, and really, God needed 5 years in order for everything to play out properly. So that you could have that beautiful dream you always knew from childhood that you were going to have. Go wild, Leo. When this surprise or this miracle happens, this Leo or whoever it's resonating for, they're going to just come out of their shell. This is definitely an introvert, someone who really enjoys, deep down they enjoy people, they enjoy being social, but because of everything they've been through and everything that, life is just kind of thrown, they've had a really rough hand dealt to them, and through it all, they kind of just shied away from people, and they really don't have any friends anymore. They don't fuck with nobody. They stay at home and they chill. They work and they do what they have to do, but they don't ever really go out and have any fun. And when this event takes place, that's going to restore that in this person, and they're going to start going out and having fun and meeting people, and and actually sharing their light and their gift with the world again, because they're not living in fear and they're not afraid to be seen. Someone, through everything they went through, they've become afraid to let people see them because everyone's hurt them. So the most important people in their life have fucking tried to kill them. So they just don't fucking trust anybody. And God's about to restore that, because without trust, there's no true love. The Bible definition of love, it has trust in it. And if you don't have trust, then you don't have love. And if you really and I totally relate to this, but if you don't trust anyone, then technically you don't love anyone, and you don't even love yourself. So you have to be surrendered to a certain level of accountability, a certain level of vulnerability, and you have to let people in to a certain level. Because if you don't trust anyone, then you don't love anyone. And that's a really sad place to be. And sadly, I spent a lot of time there. I even got mail there once. That's how I looked at that address. Okay, girl. Attune to the divine, Pisces. Someone is finally, this experience, they're going to finally let God take control, take the reins of their life. And it's sad, but because they were so hard-headed, they might actually have to go to prison. But when they get out of prison, their testimony is going to move mountains. Clear your mind, Gemini. So there's a Gemini who, through living in fear, have convinced themselves of every worst case scenario playing out in their life. And because they had pondered and meditated on those thoughts, even though they didn't realize that was actually meditation, but they were meditating on those thoughts because they were thinking them so often, they actually manifested some negative shit in their life. And you need to clear all the negativity out of your mind, because even if, say, it's a divorce or a death in the family, whatever, that happened for a purpose. I know it hurts and it doesn't feel good to go through it, but there is a reason why it happened. And if you continue to say, and that lack mentality, that negative, like, why me, like, you know what I mean, like, yes, please mourn, like, acknowledge each and every emotion that this situation has caused you, and feel each and every emotion that this situation has caused you, but then open your heart to the fact that it actually happened for you and not to you. So that way you can actually learn from it and move on and be a better person, and your life will be better because of it. And instead of, attaching it to that chain, that adding another link to that chain that binds you to the past, to the devil, to addictions, to whatever. I mean, that, whatever resonates for you. But feel it, love it, release it. Because if you add it to that chain, you're just going to keep yourself bound to that past that is not good and that you don't want to live it. You don't want to live that anymore. But as long as that chain is around your ankle and you're playing with that guy with the horns, which, in reality, that guy doesn't have horns. He's probably actually very beautiful, and that's why he's able to get all of us to fucking listen to him. Break that chain and go live your best life, because it's happening for you, not to you. Release your blocks, Scorpio. Someone's blocking themselves because they can't. So many bad things have happened to this person that they've actually gotten, I think, to this mind frame or this mind state of mind that nothing good will ever happen to me. Like, I was born to fucking lose. And as long as you set in that I'm born to lose attitude, you're never ever going to see a victory, because you're focused on my life sucks, or, like, I've done this and this and this, and that was true of me. But I needed it though. Like, okay, for instance, like me, I spent the better part of almost a year, like, and I'm not ashamed of it, but trying to process what I went through, you know what I mean, like, and then also, even though I was trusting God and I was allowing God, like, this all to play out, without me retaliating or without me, like, taking matters in my own hands, there is this, like, resentment or bitterness that I'm not going to let them get away with this. I'm not going to bow down this time. I'm not going to give up until these bitches fucking pay for what they did to me. And that was not the right attitude to have. And it took me almost a year to release all of it. Because when certain things get down into the deep depth of your soul or your heart, you can lie to yourself and tell you that it's not there when yes the fuck it is. You know what I mean? So, like, feel the emotions, understand it happened for you, not to you, and release it. And the moment you release it, that's when you're giving God permission to really truly work his magic. But if there's any bit of that in you, and even if it's you buried it and you forgot about it, it's there, you really are restricting God from really working in your life, because you're holding on to something that you don't need, because it's almost a lack of faith. It's about, as long as you hold on to resentment, or they're not going to get away from, I'm going to make them pay for this, that little bit of bitterness, that's that little place that God could be at, but because you replace God with that bitterness or that resentment, I'm not saying you don't have God at all, but you can have more of God if you would just rip that little bit of resentment or that bitterness out of you. And I know it's hard. Like, trust me. I wanted to throw a Molotov cocktail from my mom's trailer and smoke a cigarette and watch it burn after my mom and sister stole all my stuff from me. I envisioned it in my head, and if I didn't get on my knees and pray right at that moment, if God hadn't got a hold of me a couple years ago, I think I might have actually done that, because I didn't do nothing to either one of them, and I've done my best to be a good son and brother to both of them my entire life. Not saying I've never done anything shitty or anything wrong or never hurt them, but I didn't do it maliciously, or I didn't do it on purpose, and I definitely never stole anything from them. So that was a real test of faith and a real test of character that God put me through to see if I was ready for the next level. And it was not easy at all. But yeah, I did. I actually envisioned myself throwing a burning object in my mom's trailer and sitting there watching it burn because of what they did to me. It took a little time to get over that, but I am now. Cool your emotions, Aries. And I'm an Aries moon, by the way, so yeah. Cool my emotions. No, you gotta realize that we don't go through things for no reason, and again, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. And the minute you can actually truly accept that and live by that, life does get better. Attend to the details, Virgo. Virgo's gonna wish that she had attended to the details. Yeah, and she already knows it too. There was one detail that was overlooked, and that's what's gonna get all these people caught up. And in my story, it could be, why would somebody buy something and they don't have the keys? Yeah, you use that little fucker to get my title, but I still have the fucking keys to the bitch. Why would somebody buy something and not take the keys? So that's one thing you guys didn't think about. And you probably didn't think about something else, and I'm not going to say that one. Because that one, if you're really smart, you're going to be like, fuck. Because the handwriting expert is going, you're really fucked on that one. Anyone who really knows me knows what I'm talking about. New moon in Libra. Know you are loved. If you use your energy to just love people unconditionally without any, that's the problem. Like, I'll love you as long as it's easy. That's where most of us are at. Like, most of the time, most of our lives. If it's easy to love you, I'll love you. But the minute it gets hard, I'm walking away, or I'm running away, or I'm ghosting you. Like, that's conditional. That is putting a condition on that connection, on that bond. Like, unconditional means you could stab me in the heart and I'll still love you. Now, I may not want you around me anymore, but the love I have for you will not die. Like, and if it truly is unconditional love, even being stabbed in the heart, like, you can overcome that. I mean, Jesus forgave Judas, right? Like, so you can overcome anything through love. You just gotta beat that pride and ego to see it. Leave the past behind, Capricorn. If you really want something to work, you really want something to grow and strengthen, you got to actually leave the past behind. You can't say that you did just so that, you can continue singing a trauma bond, but yet every time somebody does something, you throw whatever happened in the past in their face, because that means you never left it behind. You never actually forgave them, because if you truly forgave them, you wouldn't use it against them. And someone really needs to hear that right now, because there's a connection that's really suffering because someone is refusing to let go of a resentment, or someone, I think someone hurt someone and didn't even realize they hurt them, because this person never told them, hey, what you did really fucked me up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they just chose to ghost or walk away and not say anything. So, in turn, both these people got devastated, and it's because someone maybe is even if they were speaking the truth, they're very blunt, they're very rash, they're very in your face, and it triggered this person. So when it triggered this person, that person just disappeared. So then it triggered the other person, and both these people got truly devastated, like heartbroken, and a connection that was really, really powerful and really good was destroyed because communication skills were not. Even if both these people are actually really good communicators, for some reason in the their connection, they either one was intimidated by the other or something. Some reason the communication got off guard. And it could have been a third party influence in the background, whatever. But communication is the key to keeping any relationship or connection alive. And when you lose communication, it slowly falls apart. Because when you're not communicating, you're not on the same page, then you start thinking one's lying to you, they start thinking they're doing something behind your back, and the next thing you know, the trust is lost, and whatever, until you're down to like, you don't even know why you even spoke to that person to begin with. But it's because one person was, I guess, overbearing in their ability to communicate, and the other person didn't say fucking boo. Like, so it's like one person was saying too much, and the other person wasn't saying anything at all. So, and a very beautiful, powerful connection. Just, well, you see it. It's a mess on the floor, and a lot of people got their nose in the middle of some shit that had nothing to fucking do with them. They even lost money and connections of their own because they were so. Well, what's going on over there? Well, how about I help like little Susie take on little Johnny, and we'll go over here, and yeah, because of people being vindictive little fucking whores. And not wanting to step into their own power, so they try to steal somebody else's. Aries. Fucking Aries. If you're too afraid to step into your own power, how the fuck do you think you're going to be able to step into somebody else's power? And I think I would leave it there, guys. I love you. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. I am almost at the 1,000 mark. Thank you guys so much for your love and support, and I will see you soon.